Now, plants adapt to their environment. We know that because this is just a review of what we have learned so far. Now, we know that plants live in many different environments. For example, the rainforest, the Arctic, the desert, and the ocean. In order to survive in their environment, plants must meet their needs and overcome the challenges of living in that environment. You wonder, how do they do that? Well, some of you already know, right? So the rainforest plants, the challenge that they face is that there's too much shade in the rainforest. The adaptation has been to grow bigger and taller to reach the sunlight. So, for example, in this picture, we have the emergent layer that those plants or those trees rather have grew bigger and taller in order to reach that sunlight that they need. They also have dark green and large leaves to collect more sunlight. And they have waxy leaves for less water. One thing we know about the rainforest is that it rains a lot. So they need to be able to protect themselves from drowning. That way, they have waxy leaves in order to remove that excess water. Now, Arctic plants. The challenge that the Arctic plants face is that it's too cold. The adaptations for that has been to grow small and low to the ground to avoid the wind. Another one is that they're dark in color to absorb more sunlight. So the little sunlight that they get during the day, they're able to collect it so they can keep warm at night. They also have needles to shed snow easier. That way that the snow is not freezing them. For desert plants, the challenge that they face is they have little water. The adaptation has been to have spines to protect from thirsty predators. They also have waxy stems to prevent transpiration. One thing we know about transpiration is that it's a process of water leaving the plants because the sunlight is evaporating that water and turning it into the atmosphere. So waxy stems prevent that from happening and prevent that water from leaving the plant so it can stay in the plant. They also have wide and shallow roots to collect the water. That little rain that they get in the desert, they need to be able to collect it in the roots because they don't know when it's going to be the next time that's going to rain in the desert. So they need to collect as much water as possible. Now, for water plants, the challenge that they face opposite of the desert is that it's lots of water. The adaptation is that they're able to float on top of the water to collect the sunlight, just like lily pads, right? We know that they're floating in order to collect the sunlight because it may not reach all the way to the bottom of the water. They also have flexible stems to move with water currents. So for example, in this picture, we know that if the current is going too fast, it's not going to remove that plant from the ground. They're able to move very easily because their stems have become flexible. Now, other plant adaptations, they have created or have rather poison in their plant to protect from predators. So we know that from an example of that is poison ivy. They also have brightly colored leaves to attract pollinators such as birds or insects to help the plant reproduce, right? That's an example of a brightly colored flower, and it's a bee that's going to pollinate that plant, help that plant reproduce. Now, carnivorous plants, they need to eat living things to get more nutrients. So the Venus flytrap is going to eat that insect because it may not be able to get the nutrients that it needs from the ground. So that way it's getting the nutrients also from the insect. In that case, it's a fly. Now, this is the end of our plant adaptations review. Now keep working on the rest of the lessons activities. And good luck. Thanks, scholars.